It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to Hot or Rot. And today we'll be reviewing the Bag Ball from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. Today our girls were challenged to serve 3 looks on the runway. Mixed bag, a look based off of bag puns. Money bag, a look based off of looking expensive and carrying a Coach bag down the runway. And finally, a Bag Eleganza look, constructed there in the workroom using bag materials provided by Drag Race. And yes, that's 36 bags. 38 if you count the 2 under my eyes. We've got a lot to break down tonight, but before we get started, I want to remind you to press like if you're into reusable shopping bags and to press subscribe if you want to end world hunger. And I also want to give you a quick reminder that my channel is made possible by my generous patrons over on patreon.com. That's my members only website, where in exchange for just a few dollars a month, my patrons get access to exclusive content like lip sync reaction videos, my deleted video archive, early access to my videos, personal shoutouts, the Bussy Queen Discord where my patrons can chat with me and other patrons, and more. Seriously, my patrons help me afford things like my drag, filming equipment, rent, and even food. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of this video to join my patron family today at patreon.com/bussyqueen. Thanks. Now, let's unpack these looks. First up, she just finished her shift over at the NHTSA. It's Denali. Her pun is airbag, and she is the literal crash test dummy from a car crash. It's giving me like Coraline meets Gaga and the Alexander McQueen references that she's going for. I love the little creases on her legs, making her actually look like that crash test dummy, the huge airbag shoulder silhouettes, and she even has a little steering wheel that she is just curving and swerving down the runway with. It was very smart. I think this look was hot. Next up, she owns 101% of this fashion house. She's giving us like a Cruella de Vil kind of fantasy for her money bag runway. It very much is giving me that rich bitch vibe, but I wanted more out of it. Like if we're gonna go Cruella de Vil, I wanna see someone do a full like Dalmatian print ball gown on the runway. The best part about it was that little cigarette holder attached to her 5-inch nail. That was pretty iconic. So this look for me, the flame has just gone out, but it's still smoldering and, you know, warm enough for me to give a hot. And finally, her look made of bags. Day of the Dead? Girl, we need to lay this one to rest. The giant cage thing that's like floating around her made 0 sense to me. The actual garment has that giant black piece down the middle where I really wish she would have connected the 2 sides of the dress. And I think if, again, she had adjusted that makeup, left off the cage, and then brought the entire dress together in one piece, not exposed the corset underneath, could have been a hot. I think she really had the right idea to approach this from a cultural heritage standpoint and give us something that was definitely unique among the cast of girls. I think maybe we could have had a hot, but as it is, girl, I'm deceased, and this look is too. It's a rot. Next, entering the ring, it's Olivia Lux. This was so unfortunate for Olivia because obviously she had no idea that Symone was going to like win a challenge in a previous episode in a boxing outfit for the Leme runway. The pun on this was punching bag, a very fun way to approach this runway, but I think it really failed to pack a punch, especially in the eyes of the judges and as a viewer, because we've already seen this. Even though this look was a repeat of Symone's round 1, I still think it was a total knockout. It's hot. Next up, I just checked the Wall Street Bets Reddit and they're saying the next hottest stock is Olivia Lux's money bag look. She's giving me that rich woman fantasy walking down 5th Avenue on her lunch break. She's even got the coffee to prove it. I love the cape with that lining that has those kind of like striped tie material on the inside. It's gorgeous. She gave me Meryl Streep on Wall Street and this look was hot. I also am going to start pretending that they're not even carrying these insane Coach bags. And because they were sort of forced upon the girls, I'm also not going to be like judging them based on what they did to their bags, because girl, they were all messes. For her made of bags look, when the Chromatica 2 into 911 transition hits, she's cut bags into like pieces of armor around her body, and she's even got a little like applique piece on her face. If I were going to improve it, I probably would have streamlined that silhouette just a little bit, maybe connected the bra top to the skirt. Something about that crop section is a little awkward feeling, especially when she's moving around on the runway. It just feels very piecey. But even without those modifications, this look is a chromatic hot. Next up, she's got 2 T's and 2 handles on her dress tonight. It's Elliott. Her mixed bag runway pun is gift bag. Is it the most creative thing in the world? Maybe not, but it is cute. You know, she's got the little gift tissue around her neck on the top of the dress, and the handles as nipple tassels. That was pretty smart. You gotta give it to her. She's also carrying a little handbag down the runway that looks like the gift tag of the gift bag that says, "To Rupaul." I have a feeling RuPaul's already eyeing that return policy. It's not bag, I mean bad. I'm gonna give this one a As for her money bag look, I'm not exactly sure what she was going for here. I'm getting kind of like Madonna as a superintendent vibes. I feel like this look does look well constructed and she looks pretty, but it's missing like some oomph. Maybe had some sort of reveal where she takes off the tuxedo and reveals some like S&M gear underneath to sort of turn this look into a dominatrix fantasy, because I'm getting those vibes, but I'm not sure why, and I want her to tell me the rest of the story. For me, it's a rat. Her final look, Bag Eleganza. I think maybe she used a beanbag to construct this. This was the first time I looked at one of Elliott's look and totally bought the fantasy. It very much is giving me her classic 80s flair, but it also takes me in a new direction. It's a little more fashion forward. Maybe it's the print, the cut of the top, something, but it's doing it for me. I'm loving it, and I think it's absolutely hot. Overall, I think Elliott could really use with some more diversity in this competition, especially looking at 3 different looks. She's got basically the same exact blonde hair on every single time. She looked bored on the runway half the time, and I'm sure she didn't intend to, but it just came off disinterested. Next up, knock knock, it's Symone. This look is very much giving me Jessica Rabbit meets Diana Ross meets Rogue from X-Men with that hair. I like the fun little twist that she has done to make this her own. Her pun for this mixed bags look is fun bags. She's referring obviously to like her balloon titties that she pops at the end of the runway. Again, another fun, campy twist. This look, popper, I hardly know. Very hot. As for her money bags look, I just fall more and more in love with Symone every time I see her walk down the runway. She is giving us a Chris Tucker in Fifth Element as Ruby, Rod, fantasy, and it is so amazing. In this look, she is the moment, she is the future, she is the rich space goddess that is stunting on all the hoes in her beautiful pink satin fabric with those beautiful little leg cutouts just to remind you that, yeah, she has the best legs on the runway, period. She has an excellent way of pulling in these references from pop culture, but very much making them her own. She's not just wearing a costume, she's wearing fashion. This look is hot, it's hotter than hot, it's hot, hot, hot. For her Bag Eleganza, let's go to the beach, each. Let's go get away. She looks good, but you kind of see like, oh, she has great taste, but I was surprised to learn that she wasn't the one making any of her garments. She was able though to put together something very safe. It's just red and white bags kind of put together into a bra top and panties. I also like that she incorporated parts of the bags into that excellent hair in the braid. She very much is the 50s pinup lifesaver copper tone model of this runway, and she does look great. This look is hot. Next up, let's take another trip to the graveyard, but this time for Lalari. Her pun on mixed bag is bag of bones. Really great concept. I loved the bag around her feet. That's like part of the gown, but the rest of it, I was like, girl, why did you give up on this look 1/10 of the way through making it? She looks literally like a skeleton that was put into a bag, shaken up, and then just like strewn upon the table. If she had just done a little bit more than glue Spirit Halloween props to a black catsuit dress, maybe this could have been good, but as it is, it's a rat. As for her money bag look, she is giving me Iman meets Lisa Frank in this beautiful rainbow leopard dress with peplum, shoulder pads, lots of shape. It is so gorgeous. The choice to go bald was certainly bold, but it paid off on this money bag runway. This look is hot. However, her Bag Eleganza runway, girl, the audacity. You know what? It do take nerve to walk the runway in this type of look with that level of confidence. She literally included 5 pink and blue bags to a bodysuit and said, "Eat it, judges." And then she has this like furry little purse on her head too. I'm like, girl, unfortunately, you can judge some bags by their covers. And this one is a rot through and through. Next up, wait a second. Are we back in the beach ball again? It's Utica. Her first look is Doggie bag, and it's so fabulous. It's so gorgeous. This is fashion forward. It's unique. It very much is Utica. It has her stamp on it, and she's playing it up. The chain coming down in front of the bow with all the ruffles on the top and those pinstripe pants just, I'm barking for more. This look is hot. In her money bag look, she's giving us like a Carol Burnett fantasy. It's very cute. It's kind of giving me a little bit of Edna Mole from The Incredibles meets Coconut Head from that like Nickelodeon show, Ned's Declassified. It's cute, fun, fresh, but am I really getting like money bag from this runway? Not necessarily. Maybe she was trying to invoke that with those giant gold hoops hanging down the front of that top, but I still liked the look. It was fun and unique, and I think she does deserve credit, and for that reason, this look for me was hot. Finally, her Bag Eleganza look proves that you should not be sleeping on Utica. Wow. The judges said it. This is one of the best looks that has ever walked RuPaul's Drag Race runway. Ever. It's giving me like Tonberry from Final Fantasy meets diseased snake. It's very bizarre. It's very strange. We're entering that realm of darkness that inspires a lot of her looks, and it's so amazing. Not only that, but it's also extremely well constructed. She caught some Z's and some HOTs. Overall, I was really confused when the judges didn't give her the win. Maybe it was because her looks didn't connect like through and through, although that wasn't really part of the ball. And her looks weren't really flashy in the way that, let's say, Gottmik's were, but we'll get to those in just a minute. Next up, Great Scott! It's Rosé. Her bag pun is bagpipes, and she's giving a little homage to her Scottish heritage. Very smart, although immediately I'm like, okay, We've seen this silhouette on Rosé, but it looks great on her. I love the campy details of all the windpipes going down her sleeves. Also, did you catch that the plaid is like that red pinkish color? She is always on brand, you better believe it. This look is hot. Next up for her money bag look, she is doing a Bette Midler look from the movie Big Business. I think it's a great interpretation of the look from the movie, and the character is, you know, kind of like that rich CEO type of attitude. It's actually one of my favorite looks that I've ever seen Rosé in. She looks adorable and somehow fresher, even though it's a total throwback. Have it on her desk by 5. No, make it 4. This look is hot. Finally, for her Bag Eleganza look, she's giving us Rosie the Robot. It again is that same silhouette. That said, the look is well constructed. She absolutely sells it. It has a level of movement and attention to detail that many of the other looks didn't have. So although she gave us 3 of the almost exact same silhouette on the runway tonight, this look is a Rosie the Robe hot. Next up, rolling in on a gurney. It's Gottmik. Her pun is body bag. She's giving us a dead body, literally. Putting all the rhinestones inside of the guts that are hanging outside of her outfit. Very smart, because those end up connecting to her second and third looks. But when you look at this look and you kind of take away the cool factor that she has around it, it really is just like a nude catsuit with a black bib that has some guts like hang out of the front. Like, it almost just seems too simple, but maybe that's why it works so well. Gottmik looks great dead. Cause of death, fashion. This look is hot. Next up, her money bag look. Rich, 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 expensive. Also one of the best looks we probably have ever seen on RuPaul's Drag Race runway. I love that she kept the spook of the dead body bag look in this. That black and white hair and then the black and white pinstripes, very smart to pair those two together. And then like just the cut of the dress, trouser, pants that she's wearing, exposing that silver rhinestone bra, also very smart. She put her signature Gottmik stamp on this look, served it to us, made us eat it, and I want seconds, thirds, maybe even fourths. This look is hot. As for her final look, Bag Eleganza. If you love rock and roll, you'll probably love this look. Another stunning look from Gottmik, but I was almost like kind of mad at myself for liking it because it's so stupidly simple. She has these like little triangular bag pieces, kind of just chains together with various strap pieces going down one side of her body. You know, our queens can get stuck overthinking and trying to do too many details and too many things, and Gottmik says, you know what? I'm gonna keep it simple, and she killed it. She absolutely killed it. This is also one of those looks that you put this on anybody else and it would look terrible. Gottmik is the only person in the world that could pull this off. Gottmik had this ball in the bag from A to Z. This look was hot. The judges gave her the win, I think mostly probably for that second look. That money ball look was a total gag. She also was the only queen to tie all 3 of her looks together with like that silvery kind of theme, and she was so fresh feeling, so glitzy, glammy, rock and roll. She's the cool girl in school. She's the Regina George that you want to punch you in the face, because you're gonna enjoy it. Anyways, next up, it's Tipsy Burner. Her bag pun is brown bag. The gown on her looks gorgeous. The skirt part of the dress is made of bottles, and it still looks so glamorous and beautiful on her. She's also got that very like party girl's hair. She looks drunk while she's walking down the runway. She is selling me the fantasy of the pun. That is her outfit. It's so great. She's even got like a liquor store sign as a necklace. I think this look was hot. As for her money bag look, I was sinking my hound's teeth into this look. It looks expensive. It's giving me Chanel 80s meets Lee Bowery as a corporate CEO businesswoman. It's perfect. I also love the detail of her wig peeking out of the hat. Tina is always including amazing tiny little secrets that you discover as you look closer and closer. This is high drag, high camp, Ball realness, selling a fantasy, I love it. I'm buying everything she's selling, and this look is hot. As for her Bag Eleganza look, she's gotta drop the red and yellow thing. Too often, she looks like Ronald f***ing McDonald. But the look is good. I'm trying to figure out exactly what she was going for. It's almost like Raggedy Ann doll in the 20s. Time travels to Paris. It is strange, but you cannot say that the garment is not impeccably made with a fascinator hat to boot. It's strange, but hot. Tina's looks were so strong. In fact, I actually would have swapped her for Rosé in the top 3, just because she's giving us stuff that is fresher, more fun, campier. But I think the judges clearly favorite Rosé and very much are trying to pit Tina Burner as kind of the villain against almost the rest of the cast, as it feels from viewers' perspective. Anyways, give her some more credit, show her some love, look past the edit that they're giving her, because there's a lot of good with Tina Burner's runways. Next up, she's G-A-Y. It's Joey, J-A-Y. This first look for her mixed bag runway is giving us a nurse meets debatably poison ivy fantasy. It is a great concept, assuming in fact she did know exactly what she was doing, but the look itself is not amazing. It's basically just like a contoured bodysuit with rhinestones and then like pieces of white plastic with syringes attached with some very cheap looking leaves. And then overall, it just looks unfinished. This look could have used an infusion of fashion. For me, it's a rat. Next up, her money bag look. This was one of the first times that I looked at Joey J on the runway and thought, wow, she looks great. It's Kill Bill meets soccer player lesbian fantasy in the office. I love the rhinestones on the shoulder, how there's like little subtle red swirly pieces going down those pant legs, and then the red just really tying everything together. We also do know that Joey works in software, and I was looking at the binary on the Coach purse that she put on there. Put that into a translator. I got an F, a U, and then error messages. I'm hypothesizing that she was intending to spell F-U-C-K, but had a little bit of a bug. Ignoring that, however, I think this look is a 0100100010111101010100. And finally, Joey J goes to the prom. Her Bag Eleganza look. She says it's Madonna meets Gaga meets Minnie Mouse. I see that fantasy exactly as she says. However, I think the part that was really missing for me was it's hard for my eye to discern the different pieces in parts of what she's wearing. It all just blends together. It's a little strange. Definitely left me seeing spots. This look is a rat. Next up, Abra, Kandy Muse Abra, Alakazam. Kandy's pun is bag of tricks. She is giving us a magician fantasy that I am in love with. She walks out, she's pulling things out, she pulls out a giant stick, and then a magician's wand that turns the bag into a cape. This is so great. She's doing a character, giving us a performance. She's doing magic tricks on the runway and turning an accessory into a piece of fashion. This look is prestigious and hot. Next up, her money bag look. It's giving me kind of like Invasion of Privacy vibes for some reason. Maybe it's something to do with the way that the hair is fitting as literal money rolls. Because it is evoking that Cardi B fantasy, I think it very much does feel super fresh and relevant to modern pop culture. I think she does look rich. She's selling me that sort of arrogant and new money fantasy on the runway with this. She's got a blunt made of money. She's so rich. I don't know if she's got red bottoms on to complete this sexy lingerie fantasy, but this look is hot. And finally, her Bag Eleganza look. I think it was really strong, but overall just got outshined by the competition. The best part of this is that bandeau that she has created of different pieces of bags. You don't even know that she used bags to make that top part, and I think that would have really helped her out if the bottom part was like that as well. This schoolgirl did her homework, but maybe didn't turn in the extra credit while some of the other kids in the class did, but it still gets a hot. And while we're on the subject of lecturing, Kandy yelling and untucked. Whoa, mama, that was a lot. The Tamisha and Kandy fight will go down in Untucked history as best fights, absolutely. But it was best fight to watch in a very uncomfortable way. Like, I was just wanting it to be over the entire time because it felt so real, whereas some of the other fights felt so silly that are iconic. And this one was just raw and lots of yelling. I had a fear that they were seriously going to fight each other. And this ain't RuPaul's Best Friends race, but it's also not RuPaul's Best Fist race. Maybe mixing puns there, it's late. And finally, it's Tamisha Iman, the subject of controversy tonight, and for her mixed bag look, she's giving us that old bag, a metaphorical bag, if you will, a literal old lady. In my opinion, the way that she played this character on the runway was top tier of this category. It's also funny because she's been doing drag for 30 years, and you would expect her to look like that in drag normally, but she doesn't. She looks like a beautiful woman. So she was not only funny, but found a way to make a joke about herself. And if you can't laugh at yourself, how in the hell you gonna laugh at anybody else? This look is hot. Next up. Green is the color of money, but this fantasy. She said that she's going for like Real Woman in Atlanta fantasy, but I don't think that was really the challenge. The challenge was to look like that untouchable rich woman of the business office, essentially, right? And she's giving me everyday woman. I was also surprised to see her in that flat, out of the bag wig. So unlike her, it was almost like she just kind of gave up tonight. It's definitely a rot. And finally, her Bag Eleganza look. This look is bad, but not in the way that you think it would be. It is meticulously crafted. Like when you zoom in and look at all the details, there are panels, there are glued on little gem pieces, and it's just surprising, again, that somebody with this much experience and ability to create jaw-dropping looks like the one we saw on the sheer runway can also put together something like this. This look is carefully crafted garbage. It's a rot. Although I would have given the win this week to Utica for that insane look, I think the judges got the bottom 3 correct and the bottom 2 perfectly right. They were kind of having to choose between Tamisha's complete lack of taste, but great ability to construct a garment, and then Joey J's lack of taste and inability to construct a garment, and then Lalari's random bags glued to a bodysuit. I will never get over that look. She deserves to lip sync for that lack of effort alone. And then the next choice I think was obvious, Joey J. None of Joey's looks super impressed me, while Tamisha did at least have one that I was happy with. Lalari sends Joey J home in the lip sync, which I did an exclusive reaction to, available only over on my Patreon at patreon.com/BussyQueen. And Gottmik takes the win. And as much as I love Gottmik and believe that she has the it factor and probably will win the competition, I love an underdog, so my hottest hot this week goes to Utica. I also asked my patrons to vote for their hottest hot over on patreon.com/BussyQueen, and this week they've chosen Utica. I want to say thanks to you for watching this video and give a special shout out to Fractalize, who just joined my Patreon at the hot tier. And Anthony, Bradley, Cameron, Christopher, Craig, Evan, Freddie, GJ Bearclaw, Glenn, Got the Morbs, Jenny, Gen X, Jonah, Johnny, Kazuko, Kevin, Kiki and John, Olympus Mons, Venus, Ron, Sailor, Shannon, Sky, Sunshine, Tina, Timothy, and Unique, who are all supporting me at the hottest hot tier. And Angel, Caroline, Hope, JB, Marty and Cheesy Boy, Matthew, Mike, Nurse Luca, and Tom, who are all supporting me at the Bussy Queen Collector tier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Love ya. Bye.